Hey guys, welcome back to my beauty stash, or welcome if it is your first time here. Hello, my name is Steph. I would love to have you become part of our makeup family, so be sure to click on that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy watching. Today I'm going to be playing with the new Melt Gemini 2 eyeshadow palette, this one over here, and the re-released Gemini 1. This one is in new packaging. I was thinking that the Gemini 1 was a reformulated product, but I couldn't find it. So if you know if this is a reformulation, please let us know in the comments. I just know that it's new packaging and it's back for round whatever it is it's on. This hadn't been in stock in a while. Both of these palettes are available right now at Sephora and of course on the Melt website. If you go through the Melt website, you can get a better discount over there because I think you can get them both for 20 or 25% off. And I bought them as a bundle and I did get a bit of a discount. So here is what Gemini 1 looks like. This one has been out for a while, but like I just said, it hasn't been in stock. And so it got an updated packaging, but I don't know if it got an updated formula. I don't have the original in order to compare. So I'll allow my other friends here on YouTube who are more versed in Melt to educate you on that. For me, this is going to be a total first impression. I am still relatively new to the Melt Cosmetics brand. I have 3 Melt Cosmetics palettes. One palette that I have in particular is one that they released years ago. I mean years ago. It's not even available anywhere. And I think that was called the Impulsive palette. I'll put a picture of it here. Still love that palette, still use it. But as far as newer palettes go from Melt Cosmetics, I have the Mary Jane and I have the Mariposa, and that's the extent of like the newer palettes from Melt in my stash. This is what Gemini 2 looks like. Beautiful packaging, and here is the color story. So this is definitely going to be more rose toned, more pink leaning, but I love that we're still getting the greens over here. I mean, you guys know, obviously, I love green. So I was drawn to these palettes and I was so happy to see them released as a bundle on the Melt Cosmetics website. That is where I purchased them from. And again, I think you can get a better deal over on the Melt website versus the Sephora website right now. Unless you're Rouge. Unless you're Rouge, then of course you'll get the 20% off at Sephora only until tomorrow, until Monday. But if not, if you can't even order from Sephora, maybe there's not a Sephora where you're at, maybe you can go ahead and pick them up at Melt and do, I believe they have international shipping. So we're going to be creating 4 looks with these palettes. I'm going to do 2 looks just with Gemini 2. I'm going to do 1 look with Gemini 1, and then I'm gonna do another look where I combine both of them. I think that's gonna be a nice mixture to kind of hopefully help you decide whether you want to pick them both up or you just want to go for Gemini 2, or maybe you just want to grab Gemini 1. Maybe the pink tones don't interest you and you're more interested in the warm green grungy tones. So let's get started. I will insert swatches before I begin creating the 4 looks for you guys, and of course I will have everything that I'm using both on and off camera linked in the description box of today's video. Some of those links might be affiliate links, so if you do end up shopping through them, I thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. And my top right here is from Zara. Headband, I don't know. I don't remember where the headband is. It probably has to be either from a dollar store or from Walmart. Definitely nothing too expensive. If you guys want to see the new Gemini 2 and the updated Gemini 1 palettes from Melt Cosmetics in action, keep on watching. Alright guys, so the sun is rising. It's about 8:30 this morning when I'm sitting down to film. I've already primed with Too Faced Shadow Insurance. You guys know I've really been enjoying this reformulated primer. So good, doesn't crease. I'm also going to be doing some lashes that I was sent in PR. I was sent these from the Sephora collection. This is the Flutter and Stare Lashes. Weightless false lashes. Okay, so we will try these out and let's get started creating the first look with Gemini 2. I'm going to start off with Gemini 2 and then I will, I guess, work my way backwards. So here is our color story. I want to do something that for the first look that's going to incorporate the blushes, like the pink tones, and then of course the green. So I'm thinking I'll reserve the green for the lower lash line in this look, and then I'm going to focus on this side of the palette for the lid. So let's see, I guess I will start off with shade Bella, which is the very first shade. And I'll be using Rephr brushes because Rephr is still having a 40% off site-wide sale. I believe that sale is going to go until they sell out of their product. And I think some stuff has already sold out. I'll be using the Rephr 15 to start off. Guys, in a pinned comment, and lately since the sale has been going on, I've been including the brushes that I 100% recommend that you guys see me use a lot here on my channel. And I use them because they're good, because they work. And that's not to say other brands, other brushes don't work. You guys know I love BK Beauty brushes, and those are synthetic brushes. So that's another option for you. If you don't want to do the natural hair route, which Rephr is, get yourself some BK Beauty brushes because BK Beauty is releasing the Angie Hot and Flashy collection. All of those brushes, I believe there's 5 or 7, individual. That means you can get the concealer brush that I'm always using and loving and talking about. Definitely get that one. So I'll put the details to both because that happens this Tuesday, the restock and the release of those individual brushes at BK Beauty. I'll have that in a pinned comment as well. And of course, the Rephr brush sale. Both of those links are going to be affiliate links. So thank you so much if you do end up using those links to buy yourself some new brushes. Maybe you're going to be buying them for Mother's Day. But using my link, it really does help out my channel. And I do have a code with BK Beauty. It is Steff10. That is not an affiliate code. I don't make any money off that code. But it's just a way for you to save some money. I love the shade. This is perfect. I think the shade accurately represents itself both in a pan and on the eye. It's a nice transition, perfect transition. Now on a Rephr 14, I'm going to go in with this shade right here. This one is called Gemless. Oh no, I don't even think that's how you pronounce that. Gemless? Gemless. What's that? Educate me. This is definitely the soft, romantic palette, while still having a bit of a grungy edge to it. Wow, those two have blended into one another so seamlessly. Now I'm going to go back in with the Rephr 15 and add a little bit of the shade Bella. Now on a Rephr 13, I'm going to go in with this shade right here. This one is called LX Queen. And I'm taking that on a Rephr 13. And my brush had, I think, some glitter on it. Great. So there's not supposed to be sparkle there, but there is sparkle. That's okay, we're going to use a shimmer anyway. Okay, so in this palette, I only have 2 shimmers to choose from. One of them being this one, and then the other one being that one. So let's see, I could do it as an all matte look. You know what, I'm gonna go back with Bella on a Rephr 28, and I'm gonna add that to the lid. Adding a little bit of Gemini. I am not a Gemini. I am a Pisces. But is the Gemini the one with 2 different sides? Is that right? I don't know the zodiac signs very well. All right, so for the lower lash line, I'm gonna go in with this shade right here at the end, and this one is called Almond Eyes. And I'm taking that on a Refer 26. That is a beautiful shade, a grungy green, a true grungy green. All right, now I need something for the inner corner. I have the highlighter here from Melt. This is what I'm using right now. So I think I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. This one is the Digital Dust Duo, and I'm gonna be going in with the shade Kill, which is the lighter shade. And I'm using a damp BH Cosmetics pencil brush. I think you can find these still in stock at Sephora. My blush is also from Melt. All right, so just like that, something to give us a little bit of a sparkle. All right, guys, let me add some mascara. I think I am gonna do these lashes, and then I'll be right back to show you the completed look number 1. Alright guys, I have no idea what happened to my footage, but here is the completed look. The mascara I'll be using in today's video is the Essence Lash Princess Mascara, the one in the green tube. And then I'm using the new NYX Epic Smoke Liner in the shade Sage Sparks on the lower waterline, and some Wet n Wild Breakup Proof liquid liner on the top lash line. And the lashes are the ones I showed you guys earlier from the Sephora collection. I'll have all those details in the description box in case you're curious about anything. But let's start creating look number 2. All right, so for look number 2, I want to do the greens on the top, and then maybe we'll do some of the pinker tones on the bottom. I'm going to start with this shade right here. The shade is called Ladylike, and I'm gonna put that in the crease. That's gonna be a transition shade, and then I'm gonna go in with Almond Eyes and then Boy Mum, which are the last 2 green shades. So let's do it that way. And I'm taking Ladylike on a Refer 16. The 16 is more fluffy and a little bit bigger than the 15. All right, so that blended out really nicely. It is definitely the shade that I see it in the pan. Ooh, okay, the sun. Sorry if the lighting is a little off. The sun is like right there, right there. Now I'm gonna go in with the shade over here, which is Almond Eyes, and I'm gonna be working that in the crease. And I'm using a Refer 14. I love this shade. Shade is so pretty. All right, now I'm gonna go in with this shade, which is Boy Mum, and I'm gonna use that on a Refer 13. Love that shade of green. And I love the little rose imprint on the shadows. I think that's such a beautiful touch. They're really beautiful palettes, like the artwork on the outside. Melt usually has like visually appealing eyeshadow palettes. Okay, look at that. Oh, look at how we were able to deepen that up without it getting patchy or anything. I'm gonna go back in with the first shade, which was Ladylike, just to add some of it back up here. Now I'm going to go in with this shimmer shade right here called Mateo, and I'm going to apply that to the lid. I'm going to use a damp Morphe M124. Mateo means Matthew, in case anybody was wondering. And I know the owners of Melt Cosmetics, well, at least one of them, they're Latinas. I am Hispanic, in case you didn't know that. A lot of people don't think I am, but I am. I don't know perfect Spanish. I can understand more than I can speak. Alright, now for the lower lash line, I'm going to go in with this shade right here called Lovesick. And I'm taking that on a little pencil brush from Shop Miss A. Keeping that really close to the lash line. Now I'm going to go in with this shimmer shade called Smooth. And I'm going to take that on a Refer 26 and I am going to spray the brush. And I just spray it with some setting spray. You pick the product up first and then spray. Alright, now I need something for the inner corner because there's not really anything for me in this palette that'll work. So I think I'm gonna grab, let's see. So I'm gonna grab the Mary Jane palette, also from Melt Cosmetics, and I'm gonna go in with this shade down here. This one's called Mary Jane. I'm taking that on a damp pencil brush. Yeah, perfect. Okay guys, I am gonna finish this look up off camera with the lashes and some eyeliner, and I'll be right back to show you the completed look number 2. Alright guys, here's the completed look number 2. I have to say, I think this is my favorite because it has a lot of green in it and it's just so grungy and so much fun. Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. Of course, I added the other Sephora Collection Lash, More Essence Lash Princess Mascara. I didn't do any liner on the top lash line. For the lower waterline, I went in with the LA Girl Shockwave Liner in the shade Blackout. Ooh, I love it. I love it. So much fun. So these are the 2 dedicated looks using the Gemini 2 eyeshadow palette. The next 2, I'm going to do one just focusing on Gemini 1 and then one where I incorporate both. But hey, look, I even brought in Mary Jane over here for this look. That's the thing. This Gemini 2 doesn't really have an inner corner highlight that will suit me. So I'm definitely going to have to bring in either the highlighter I'm using or another palette, which is really no big deal. I hate that I have to go wash off these 2 looks, guys, but I will be right back and we'll start creating the last 2 looks. Alright guys, let's start working on the look with the Gemini palette. I left this look on because Gemini 1 is a predominantly, I think, green palette. Like, those are the tones we get right off the bat. Like, half of it is green. So I just wanted to see how it would compare to this green look that I did with Gemini 2. So I think I'm going to start with this shade right here. This shade is called Lorelli. I think I'm pronouncing that right, not entirely sure, but I'm going to be taking Lorelli on a Refer 15. Now, those of you that have Gemini 1 in your stash, let me know in the comments what you guys think of it. How has it performed for you? I don't know if this is one of those palettes that they say is hit or miss. I don't think so, but I'm not entirely sure. Again, I am not a Melt Cosmetics expert. My stash is limited. It's growing, but it's limited. You know, I don't have a lot of experience with the brand in trying like all of their palettes and stuff. So you'll have to let me know what your experience has been with the Gemini 1, because this palette was released some time ago and it got re-released when Gemini 2 came out last week with updated packaging. I want to say updated formula, but I'm not entirely sure on that. Okay, so I love this shade. This shade is beautiful. I'm gonna go in next with, I guess with Leo right here. I'm taking Leo on a Refer 14. This is a beautiful shade and it's pairing so perfectly with that yellow. This is definitely both of the palettes, like year-round palettes. Now I think I'm gonna go in with the black shade, the matte black, Bonnie. Oh, that's my cousin's name. And same Refer 14. I'm going to add that right out here. So with these palettes, you can really either deepen them up or just go lighter. All right, I'm not going to use the green shimmer, even though I really want to. I'm going to come down and use this shimmer right here. So like the other palette, this one also has 2 shimmers and the rest are all matte. So the shade is called Gemini, and I'm taking that on a damp Morphe M124. The shimmers are more of a textured shimmer. I think if you use a glitter glue, that might help. I just always spray my brush. I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. This one is called Polka Dot. Taking Polka Dot on a Rephr 26, one of my favorite Rephr brushes because it's just so versatile. And I think what I'm gonna try and do, I'm gonna clean off that Rephr brush. I'm gonna go in with this shade, Mochi Mochi, and I'm gonna apply that under it. Now, I guess I'll try, let me see what the green shimmer, this one is called Goals with a Z. I'm gonna see what that looks like on the inner corner down here on the lower lash line. I'm gonna use that on a damp Rephr 03. Ooh, yes, that's pretty. Okay, wow. Wow, maybe I like this one more than Gemini 2. I don't know, we'll see. Let me add liner, the other lash, and I'll be right back to show you the completed third look. Alright guys, here's the completed look with Gemini 1. I didn't put the lash on because it wasn't wanting to stay in the inner corner and it gave me a lot of trouble. And then all my lashes were kind of like glued together, so I hope my lashes look okay after like 3 coats of Essence Lash Princess Mascara. I lined the top lash line with Wet n Wild Breakup Proof Liquid Liner. For the lower waterline, I went in with the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner. Is it the shade Marigold? No, it is, what is this? Toucan Do It? Yeah, Toucan Do It. It's like already fading, rubbing off here. I don't know if this one is still available. This was released with the Lush Life collection last year. So if it is, it'll be linked. If not, I'm just going to link to the ColourPop Cream Gel Liners and you can choose one from there if you want a yellow sparkly liner. And I like the way this look came out. So you can see the tones in here, they're very similar. This is Gemini 2, Gemini 1, and that's why I wanted to leave this eye on since I knew I was going to do something kind of green over here. I mean, just beautiful. I definitely like the shimmers a little bit better, like their vibrancy in Gemini 1 versus Gemini 2. But let me go ahead and remove this eye and I will start creating a look incorporating both palettes. All right, let's start working on look number 2. So I am going to be incorporating both palettes and I'm opening them up. I have the Mary Jane palette still here as well in case I need it for an inner corner highlight. I'm going to start off, I think, with Luna in Gemini 1 and I'm going to apply that like all over the crease area and then I'll probably go in with Sweetheart over here in Gemini 2. I'm taking Luna on a Rephr 16. Now on a Rephr 14, I'm going in with the shade Sweetheart. This is from the Gemini 2. Wow, I'm very impressed at how smooth these mattes are. Like, they are just blending like a dream. Amazing. And they're so pigmented and just beautiful. So now what I'm going to do is, let's see, I'm going to go in with Lovesick right here. I'm going to kind of do maybe a halo eye. So I'm going to apply it to the outer and inner portion. So I'm going to use my Rephr 13. This is my favorite brush for doing a halo eye because it's so small and it just fits perfectly in the inner and outer corner. And that way the shadow doesn't get away from you. It's easy to control. All right, now in Gemini 1, I'm gonna go in with Goals, and that's what I'm gonna use for the center of the lid. Taking that on a damp Rephr, or not a damp Rephr, a damp Morphe M124. Using the Rephr 14 that I used for the shade Sweetheart, just to blend the edges. No additional product. Adding a little bit more of Lovesick to the edges. Now on the lower lash line, I'm gonna go in with Cupcake from Gemini 1. I'm using a Refer 26. I'm gonna stop right there. I'm not gonna take it farther in. Picking up a little bit of Lovesick right in here in the corner. Now I'm gonna go in with Bella from Gemini 2 on a BH Cosmetics pencil brush. Adding a little bit more of Cupcake. All right, guys, I think we have a completed look here. I'm gonna add some more mascara, some eyeliner, and I'll be right back to show you this fourth and final look. All right, guys, so here's the completed look using both Gemini 1 and 2 eyeshadow palettes. I use Wet n Wild Breakup Proof on the top lash line, and I use the LA Girl Shockwave eyeliner for the lower waterline in the shade Blackout. And here the look is. I love it. The combination of the green with like the berry tone shades, the pinky shades, really pretty. And I just opted to leave that shade, that coral shade, as the inner corner highlight. I love the way the look turned out. Let me go ahead and wrap up today's video, share with you my final thoughts on Gemini 1 and 2 from Melt Cosmetics, as well as give you guys maybe some alternatives, some options in case you will not be picking either of these palettes up. Alright guys, so after using both Gemini palettes, first experience in the Gemini collection for me, let me go ahead and give you my final thoughts. So let's start with Gemini 2, since this is the new palette. This is the new Color Story. Love the packaging. I already mentioned that. I think it is beautiful. And I love the size of the palette. Yes, I know it's kind of long, but it's thin. It's easy to store, and does come with a mirror, and here is our Color Story. This is our grungy Color Story. So I like all of the shades that they included. I would have liked to have seen maybe another shimmer shade, maybe a lighter shimmer shade, just to have something for the inner corner, because I don't know that anybody, no matter what your skin tone is, would find an inner corner highlight in this palette. Maybe just this shade, which I do have on right here. But I think if you're gonna definitely want something to sparkle, something light, you're gonna need to either bring in another palette or go in with the highlighter that you're using. I mean, that's not really a problem. For me, that's not a deal breaker, but just know that going in. I definitely like the green up here. I think it's such a nice complement to the pinky tones that are down here, kind of a little bit of coral, red. I mean, I love it. I thought this was a beautiful palette. This is reminding me of another palette, which I'll get to in a second. So for $54, you're getting 10 shades, 8 matte, 2 shimmer. That is typically the price point of Melt Cosmetics eyeshadow palettes. So, you know, it's understandable. This is the category that Melt Cosmetics is in, and I thought that the palette performed so well. You're gonna get a little bit of fallout. There is kick up in the pan, but other than that, I mean, I had zero performance issues with this palette. I think it is stunning. Now here is Gemini 1. So like same packaging, just this one is going to be more of the browns and greens instead of the pinks and greens. And same drill, 10 shades, 8 matte, 2 shimmer. So here you have more of like the browns, the rusty tones, and then you still have the greens over here on this side. I do like that they gave us a matte black. If you end up picking up both palettes, then obviously you can use that matte black with either one of the palettes. But I thought this was a beautiful color story, a very neutral but still fun color story. And I think this one is still neutral too, you know? I feel like I gravitate more towards this palette than I do to the Gemini 2 because I really love like these yellow tone shades right here, and then with the greens up here, I just think it's such a beautiful combination, and that is what I have going on the right eye. The performance, the quality is the same with both. I didn't have any issues with Gemini 1 or Gemini 2. Both have kick up in the pan, both gave me fallout, both no big deal. I do think that I have a couple shimmer shades in here that will work for me as an inner corner highlight, but it's not going to be a really bright inner corner. As you can see right here, I have the green shimmer. It's still a little deep, you know, maybe a little deeper than I'm used to seeing or used to wearing, but that's okay. Like I said, I can pull from another palette the way you saw me do with the Mary Jane, or I can just use the highlighter that I'm wearing for the day. But other than that, guys, I think they're beautiful complements for one another. Do I think you need them both? Probably not. I don't really think you need them both. I mean, if you use more like rosy tone shades, then go with Gemini 2. But if you stick more to the browns and yellows and greens, then definitely go with Gemini 1. I mean, if you want them both, get them both. They are on sale as a bundle on the Melt website. And of course, the VIB sale at Sephora is still going on. It ends tomorrow, which is April the 11th. So it's just going to be up to you what you think you're going to reach for more. But I guess if you can afford both of them, grab both of them because they're both fantastic. I mean, they're both going to perform so well. And of course, you can bring in like your multi-chromes and duochromes from other indie brands like Terra Moons or Cleona or whatever, and you can pair them with these palettes. I think that will look beautiful, beautiful. Now, let me show you some suggestions, recommendations, things that you might already have in your stash. I did pull out the Melt Mariposa palette. This came out in the fall of last year, and this is the color story. So it's not really the same. I mean, you do get a little bit of green, you get a little bit of pink, like one kind of yellowish brown shade right here, a little bit more cool tone there. But this is definitely different. I mean, you're definitely getting some purples, orange in here, more shimmer shades. So if that's something that you want for your palette, if you need your palettes to have more than 2 shimmer shades, then maybe this would be a happy medium between the 2 Gemini palettes, just because you do get some other fun colors in here to play with. This one is more expensive though. I want to say this one was like $60, $65, something like that. And I'm not entirely sure that this is still in stock at Sephora or on the Melt website. You did see me reach for the Mary Jane palette. This would also make a nice companion to either one of the Gemini palettes, but this is definitely a grungy neutral color story, cool and warm toned in this palette, though I feel a little bit more cool toned than warm, but you can most definitely get the shimmer shades that are in here and use them with any one of the Gemini palettes. I think this is the same price as the Gemini. If not, it's just a couple bucks more, but also not entirely sure if this one is still in stock at Sephora or on the Melt Cosmetics website. Now, I did pull out a couple of Beauty Bay palettes that I recently reviewed on my channel. These are permanents in the by Beauty Bay brand. They're not going to go anywhere. So we have the Earthy palette, which performs so well for me. This was my favorite of the 3. Absolutely love it. So this is going to be your green palette, and then of course the berries is going to be your berry tone palette. And so when you hold them up together, you get kind of a nice mix of Gemini 2, although more shade options. But you know, it's just depending on what your budget is, on what exactly you're looking for. I'm sure you have some of those yellow and brown shades that are in Gemini 1. You have them probably in other palettes. So if you're only looking for the berry and the green, these little palettes were like, well, they were on sale for $11, but I mean, I don't think they're more than $16. So this might be a better option for you, these by Beauty Bay palettes. I also picked out the Ace Beauté Tropical Vibes palette. This is beautiful. I love this one. And if you only want the green, if you don't really care about the pink, this one is going to give you the green. It's going to give you a black. Actually, no, I don't think that's a black. It's like a deep, really deep brown, I think, but it's going to give you a little pop of blue, still some yellow, kind of more similar to the Gemini 1 palette. This might be an option for you. I think this one is $48, and I think it has been restocked on the Ace Beauté website, so that might be an option there, or maybe you already have that one. I also pulled out Wilderness. This one is no longer available, I don't think. I think it has since sold out on the By Beauty Bay. This was a limited edition, but here you can see, yes, you get blues, but you also get greens, and you get some of those little red berry tones at the bottom. You get some pops of yellow and brown in there, to where this would be maybe a happy medium between the 2 Gemini palettes, and this palette was only $20, $22. I also, let's see, let me rearrange my stack. I think this next palette is gonna be like right in the middle. right in the middle. You're gonna get the best of both worlds, best of both Geminis with the Be Perfect Carnival 4 Antidote palette, because looky here. You definitely have some pink, berry tone, yellow, neutral, and then of course the fun pops of green. There's just a little bit of everything in this massive eyeshadow palette, and this is such an amazing palette. It performs so well. You definitely have more shimmer shades in here to choose from. But if you have this palette already and maybe you just wanted to pick up Gemini 2, bust it out and use some of the shimmer shades for your inner corner highlight, or maybe to add on top of one of the other shimmers, like on the lid or something. This is a beautiful palette. I do believe it is still in stock. You can find this, of course, on the Be Perfect website, and I believe it's in stock right now on the Beauty Bay website. So love this one. This is my second Carnival palette. I have Carnival 3 and Carnival 4. They're absolutely amazing. And finally, I brought out this one from Alter Ego. This is the Artemis eyeshadow palette. This is a dupe for the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette. So if you have that one, or maybe you have this one, you can kind of see there are some similarities. Now this is definitely a shimmer heavy eyeshadow palette, so you'll have a lot more mattes to choose from in the Gemini palettes versus this one, but I think this is a really nice color story. It's still neutral and you still have a fun pops of color, but you have your greens, you have a little bit of the pinky tones up here, you have the neutral shades, the browns, you do get a matte black. No, there is no matte black in here, but you get those deeper greens and blue shades in here. So this is also like right in the middle between both Gemini palettes, and I think this one retails for like $24 or $25. So guys, it's really just gonna matter like what your budget is or what you already have in your stash. Obviously, whether you're gonna be picking up the two Gemini palettes or one of them. I liked them. I didn't have Gemini 1, and when they were released as a bundle, I thought it was a nice deal and a nice way for me to try more from Melt Cosmetics. I really enjoyed the brand. I haven't encountered any dud products, so I'm really happy. I am gonna give these Gemini palettes from Melt Cosmetics 2 thumbs up. Love them, love green. I love the yellow mustardy tones. And if I had to pick, if I could only buy one between Gemini 1 and Gemini 2, I'm gonna have to give it to the OG Gemini 1. This is just a color story that I gravitate towards most. But let me know your thoughts, guys. What did you think of the 4 looks I created? Are you team 1, 2, 3, 4, none? Sound off in the comments down below. And let me know if you ordered these palettes already, or maybe you're just gonna order Gemini 2 because you already have Gemini 1. Leave me all of your thoughts in the comments down below. I wanna thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night, wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink that water, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.